Today's podcast is called Mastering Emotional Intelligence Through Empathy, Observation, and Deduction. So the question I hope to answer is, how can I better understand someone's emotions and intentions through observation, deduction, and empathy? Okay? So, to better understand someone's emotions and intentions through observation, deduction, and empathy, you can try the following techniques. 1. Pay attention to nonverbal cues. Observe facial expressions such as smiles, frowns, or raised eyebrows. Notice body language like posture, gestures, and fidgeting. Listen to tone of voice, pitch, and speed of speech. 2. Consider the context. Think about the situation and environment in which the interaction is taking place. Take into account any relevant background information you have about the person. 3. Listen actively. Give your full attention to the person speaking. Avoid interrupting or planning your response while they are talking. Ask clarifying questions to better understand their perspective. 4. Look for patterns and inconsistencies. Notice if the person's words and actions are consistent with their expressed emotions. Identify any recurring themes or behaviors in their interactions. 5. Put yourself in their shoes. Try to imagine how you would feel in a similar situation. Consider their background, experiences, and beliefs that may influence their perspective. Suspend judgment and try to understand their point of view. Number 6, validate and reflect. Show that you are listening and understanding by reflecting back on what they have said. Validate their feelings without necessarily agreeing with their actions or opinions. Number 7, trust your intuition. Pay attention to your gut feelings about a situation or interaction. If something feels off, take note of it and consider why that might be. Remember that understanding others' emotions and intentions is a skill that develops with practice. It's also important to be aware that you may not always interpret someone's emotions or intentions accurately, so be open to adjusting your perceptions as you gather more information. Okay, now I'm going to try to talk about this a little differently. And specifically how we might enhance your abilities. So understanding someone's emotions and intentions through observation, deduction, and empathy involves several skills that you can develop and refine over time. Now let's discuss how to enhance your abilities in these areas. And I do want to apologize if some of the information maybe comes off as a little repetitive. Okay, number 1, let's talk about observation. Observation is about noticing the subtle nonverbal cues that people display, which can provide insights into their emotional states and intentions. Here's what to focus on. Facial expressions. Learn to recognize common expressions and the emotions they typically signify. Something else you should focus on is body language. Pay attention to gestures, posture, and movements. For example, crossed arms might indicate defensiveness, while open gestures may suggest openness and receptivity. Something else to focus on? Eye contact. Notice how often someone makes eye contact, as it can indicate confidence, avoidance, or deception. Something else to focus on is proxemics. Proxemics is the physical distance people maintain in interactions. This can indicate their comfort level. Something else to focus on? Paralinguistic features. Tone of voice, pitch, volume, and speed of speech can also provide cues about someone's emotional state. Okay, that was observation. Now let's talk about deduction. Deduction involves drawing conclusions based on the observations you make. Now here's how you can apply it. Pattern recognition. Try to recognize patterns in behavior. Consistencies can confirm your hypothesis about someone's emotions or intentions. Something else to focus on, contextual analysis. Consider the context in which behaviors occur. Emotional reactions can be very different in professional settings compared to personal ones. Comparative analysis. Compare behaviors in different situations to discern genuine emotions from those that are situational or performative. Okay, that was deduction. Now, empathy. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of another. It's crucial for accurately interpreting emotions and intentions. This involves active listening. Truly listen to what the other person is saying. This involves not just hearing the words, but also understanding the emotions and intentions behind them. Something else to focus on? Ask open-ended questions. This encourages others to open up and share more about their feelings and thoughts. Something else? Reflective responses. Paraphrase what the other person has said to show understanding and encourage deeper communication. Something else to focus on? Emotional resonance. Allow yourself to feel what the other person might be feeling. This can help you connect on a deeper level and to understand their emotional state better. Okay, that was empathy. Now let's talk about continuous learning. First is feedback. Ask for feedback on your interpretations of others' emotions and intentions. This can help refine your observations and deductions. So maybe just ask them. Education. Read books, take courses, listen to my podcast, hit the subscribe button. Participate in workshops on psychology, body language, and emotional intelligence. Something else you can do is practice. Like any skill, understanding others improves with practice. Engage with diverse groups of people to hone your abilities. By combining sharp observational skills, thoughtful deduction, and genuine empathy, you'll be better equipped to understand the emotions and intentions of those around you. This not only helps in personal relationships, but is also invaluable in professional settings. Okay, so now I want to take that and break it down into some steps you can follow. So to better understand someone's emotions and intentions through observation, deduction, and empathy, you can follow these steps. 1. Observation. Pay close attention to their body language, tone of voice, facial expressions, and other nonverbal cues. These can often reveal more than words alone. For example, if someone is crossing their arms and avoiding eye contact, it might indicate defensiveness or discomfort. 2. Deduction. Use your understanding of human behavior and psychology to make informed guesses about their emotions and intentions. This can be based on the context of the situation, the person's known preferences or personality traits, and your own experiences. For example, if someone is suddenly quiet in a group conversation, you might deduce that they are feeling left out or overwhelmed. 3. Empathy. Try to put yourself in the other person's shoes and imagine how they might be feeling. This can help you understand their perspective and motivations. For example, if someone is acting aggressively, you might consider what fears or frustrations might be driving their behavior. 4. Active listening. When the person is speaking, listen carefully to what they are saying. This includes not just the words they use, but also the emotions they convey. Try to understand not just the content of their message, but also the underlying feelings and needs. 5. Open-mindedness. Be open to the possibility that your initial assumptions might be wrong. People are complex, and their emotions and intentions can be influenced by many factors. Be willing to adjust your understanding as you learn more. Remember, this is a skill that improves with practice. The more you observe, deduce, and empathize, the better you will become at understanding others. Okay, I'd like to also pull another similar explanation from another source. So again, back to the question. How can I better understand someone's emotions and intentions through observation, deduction, and empathy? Understanding someone's emotions and intentions through observation, deduction, and empathy involves paying close attention to their verbal and nonverbal cues, using logic and reasoning to make educated guesses about their feelings and motivations, and putting yourself in their shoes to gain a deeper understanding of their perspective. Here are some steps you can take to improve your ability to understand someone's emotions and intentions. 1. Observe their body language. Nonverbal cues such as facial expressions, gestures, posture, and tone of voice can provide valuable insights into a person's emotional state. For example, a furrowed brow or clenched jaw may indicate anger or frustration, while a genuine smile or a relaxed posture can suggest contentment or happiness. 2, listen actively. Pay attention to what the person is saying, how they're saying it, and what they're not saying. Look for inconsistencies between their words and body language, as this can be a clue that they are experiencing conflicting emotions or holding back information. 3, practice empathy. Try to put yourself in the other person's shoes and imagine how you would feel in their situation. This can help you better understand their emotions and motivations, even if you don't necessarily agree with their perspective. 4, use deduction. Based on your observations and understanding of the person, use logical reasoning to make educated guesses about their emotions and intentions. For example, if someone is consistently avoiding a particular topic, they may be trying to hide something or feel uncomfortable discussing it. 5, ask open-ended questions. Encourage the person to share more about their thoughts and feelings by asking open-ended questions. This can help you gain a deeper understanding of their perspective and build trust in your relationship. 6, validate their emotions. Acknowledging the person's emotions and let them know you understand how they might be feeling. This can help them feel heard, valued, and more willing to open up to you. 7, practice patience. Understanding someone's emotions and intentions can take time, so be patient and persistent. Keep observing, listening, and asking questions to deepen your understanding of the person and their experiences. Okay, now I'm going to move on. For purposes of a better social understanding, here's a breakdown of how to tap into observation, deduction, and empathy. And yes, some of the information is a little repetitive. Okay, let's first talk about observation. Nonverbal cues. We have body expression, our body language, facial expressions, tone of voice, and eye contact. So let's talk about body language first. Posture, gestures, and overall body movements offer clues. An open posture with relaxed arms and legs suggests ease, while hunched shoulders or crossed arms can signal defensiveness or discomfort. Facial expressions. Steady micro expressions. Those are just brief flashes of emotion. Smiles convey happiness, frowns communicate sadness, and raised eyebrows can indicate surprise. Pay attention to fleeting changes that can reveal concealed feelings. Tone of voice. Notice pitch, volume, and cadence. A calm tone might show contentment, while a shaky voice can hint at nervousness or fear. Eye contact. Direct eye contact can signal interest or confidence. Averted gaze might be a sign of discomfort or evasion. Okay, that was nonverbal cues. Now we're going to go into deduction. Look at context clues, patterns and inconsistencies, word choice, and ask clarifying questions. So let's first talk about context clues. Consider the situation, the people involved, and their relationship dynamics. A disagreement between coworkers has a different emotional weight than one between close friends. Patterns and inconsistencies. Analyze the person's behavior over time for recurring patterns. Notice if their words and actions align. Dissonance can reveal hidden intentions or emotional states. Okay, now let's talk about word choice. What vocabulary do they use? Specific words carry emotional implications and can give insights into thought processes. Okay, that was word choice. Now, ask clarifying questions. If unsure about an observation, ask questions respectfully. Try something like, "Hey, I'm sensing some hesitation. Is everything okay?" This gives the person a chance to elaborate on their feelings. Okay, that was deduction. Now let's talk about empathy. Empathy involves putting yourself in someone's shoes, or maybe reflecting on shared experiences. It involves avoid assumptions and the ability to listen actively. So let's first go into putting yourself in their shoes. Imagine how you would feel in the other person's situation. This helps you understand their emotional reactions. Another way to practice empathy is reflect on shared experiences. Think about times you've experienced similar emotions. Relate to their internal state based on your own feelings in analogous situations. Avoid assumptions. And we're still underneath empathy. Avoid assumptions. Keep an open mind. Everyone reacts to events uniquely. What might upset you could have minimal impact on someone else. Okay, that was avoid assumptions. Now, let's talk about listening actively. Focus fully on the person, make eye contact, and use nonverbal cues like nodding to show you are engaged in their message. Okay, that was empathy. Now let's talk about important considerations. Underneath important considerations, we have individual differences, cultural factors, and the whole don't be afraid to be wrong. So let's talk first about individual differences. Some people are naturally more more expressive than others. Be cautious about overinterpreting subtleties or drawing quick conclusions. Okay, cultural factors. Emotions and their expression vary across cultures. Be mindful of the person's background to avoid misinterpretations. Okay, do not afraid to be wrong. Sometimes your initial reading might be inaccurate. Be willing to adjust based on the person's response to your questions or observations. Okay? Practice, practice, practice. The more you apply these techniques in your daily life, the sharper your insights will become. Okay, before I conclude, I'd like to go into one last discussion on how to enhance your understanding of someone's emotions and intentions, again, through a blend of observation, deduction, and empathy. So let's go ahead and explore how you can enhance your understanding. All right, first I want to talk about is mirror neurons. These fascinating neural cells fire both when we perform an action and when we observe someone else doing the same action. They facilitate learning by allowing us to imitate and understand others' behavior. While they don't provide an exact motoric code, they play a crucial role in our learning process and emotional understanding. A little tip: pay attention to body language, gestures, and facial expressions to gain insights into others' emotions. Okay, that was mirror neurons. Now let's go into cognitive empathy. This type of empathy involves perceiving and understanding another person's emotions. It's like a skill that allows us to recognize and comprehend how someone feels. By actively listening and putting yourself in their shoes, you can develop cognitive empathy. Tip: practice active listening and try to understand the underlying emotions behind someone's words. Okay, that was cognitive empathy. Now we're going to go into 3. Observe nonverbal cues. Pay attention to subtle cues such as eye contact, posture, and hand movements. These nonverbal signals often reveal more than spoken words. Observe changes in tone, pitch, and volume during conversations. Tip: notice when someone avoids eye contact or fidgets. It might indicate discomfort or nervousness. Okay, that was observing nonverbal cues. Now, number 4, context and patterns. Consider the context in which interactions occur. Observe recurring patterns in behavior. For instance, if someone consistently avoids certain topics, it may reveal their emotional state or intentions. Tip: look for consistency or deviations from their usual behavior. 5. Ask open-ended questions. Encourage others to share their feelings and thoughts. Open-ended questions allow for deeper insights. Tip: instead of asking, "Are you okay?" try asking, "How are you feeling today?" Okay, that was ask open-ended questions. Now, the final one, number 6, empathize with their perspective. Put yourself in their shoes. Consider their background, experiences, and emotions. Empathy helps you connect with their feelings and intentions. Tip: imagine what it's like to be in their situation. Okay, in conclusion, remember, understanding others is a continuous process. Practice these techniques, and over time, you'll become more adept at deciphering emotions and intentions. Thank you.